Good evening, this is Thumbs United. I've come back after a long break. It's been a couple of months. And the first game I'm going to do is the Deadpool game that came out for the 360. I think it came out a while ago. It has Deadpool voiced by Nolan North.
Deadpool, it's Peter Della Penna from High Moon Studios. You know, the guy you kept calling dickhead when you cornered me in the parking lot the other night? Anyway, looked over your proposal. Not gonna pretend I understand any of it, but the answer is no. We're gonna pass on your big game idea.
What? He said no? That was our chance to be in our own video game.
Maybe we shouldn't have written the proposal in crayon. Relax. You know he's gonna call back.
Oh, yeah, because of the...
Deadpool! Hey, it's Peter. You know, dickhead.
I got this game a while ago. I got it as a Christmas present. My sister gave it to me, and I was like, "Are you sure you want to give me this?" But she has like the Deadpool. There was like some master pack. It was like every Deadpool comic combined into one. And she's like, "Yep," but I don't want to play it. I was like, "Are you sure?"
No high fives, we're voices in our head.
I've got my top designers banging away on a script right now. As soon as it's ready, we'll send it right over.
Script?
Deadpool. So,
This is bullshit.
I'm gonna explore around a little bit.
Like some dingus
But
word writer's gonna know better than
at the
me.
time of
I'm
this
showing
recording,
how amazing
oh
I
my
am.
goodness, there's been like a major Comcast outage, and like if you go to Down Detector, like if you go to a Comcast website, it says everything's fine, and it's
what's
like
that?
seriously,
You guys tracking
because
my
it's
every
not.
move
The
now?
only
I
websites that
haven't
work
even
right now
accomplished
are
anything in this game yet. There's
YouTube
another one.
and Facebook
Oh,
and Google,
it's gonna be one of those
and
games,
so it's
huh?
like seriously. I thought we were like fighting for net neutrality. How come like
how's
the
ball
biggest
coming along?
websites still work when everyone else
You
is down?
sit tight, and I won't have to shoot.
And so if you go to Down Detector, you can see that
Let's see
every
what's behind door number
under
one.
Comcast, under every major city across the U.S. is experiencing problems with their internet and everything.
You know why I love the internet? Because it's
And it kind of
just
shows
like
how, like when you search for like Comcast internet outage and whatnot, kind of shows how crummy Google is, because when you search for it, it shows you search results for like 2013, 2012, and it's like, am I Googling about that? So then you have to go in and set it to, like just search for the last week. And the other thing is like, why isn't anybody reporting on it?
It's dead.
Nobody cares. And it's just like, I checked the other cities that were down. It's like San Francisco, LA, all of New York, the city,
Starting to
Long
get the feeling
Island,
that no love was put into my apartment.
Kansas City, just like every major city is there. I don't think Austin, Texas was, but it was like Houston, Dallas, just almost everywhere.
It's like art that I can shoot people with.
Some of my friends think that it was like North Korea, but I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Would they only target Comcast?
By the long face.
She always looks so surprised to see us.
If this game had a shame meter, it'd be full right now.
Shame. Shame. I'm just not gonna answer the door.
Obviously, the prop guys never got around to making me an awesome guitar. Wonder what's in here.
Need some old pizza.
I'm not really hungry, but all right.
Nom 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 nom.
Really didn't think.
Anyway, so the internet's been down for it's been over a week now, and it's just like I keep checking the site, and they have, it's funny because on the site they have like they have like the Twitter connected, so you can see all the hashtags of Comcast, and it's just people, tweeting like crazy. Comcast sucks, blah blah blah. Why has it been out for so long? And so if you look at the down detector on Comcast site, it says, it's all fine. But then if you go further, it says, there are some. Oh, I got an achievement. It says that it said it was supposed to be up like yesterday at 7. Of course, it never happened. So it's like every morning I wake up and then I pull out my phone and then I check to see if like other websites are working. And it's just like no.
Healing factor won't let me get drunk anyway. Wonder what's in here.
This looks dreadful. Okay, I'm gonna go for the door. Just want to make sure there's nothing else to do.
Nolan, hey, what's up, buddy? We're making a game about me. Gotta have you do the VO thing. I mean, see, here's the thing. People tell me we sound alike.
That sounds awesome, Deadpool. Listen, I had a different take on it. Maybe we just make you, maybe it's an alternative type of Deadpool. It's somebody that's like, forget the boobs. Let's just go for pecs. Pecs and biceps. Forget girls. Why don't you just contact my agent for the booking, and we'll see what we can do.
He's so in.
Look, Deadpool, I got another call coming in. Gotta take it. Good luck with the game, though.
Yeah, well, fuck you, Nolan. Yeah, we hear you. Underwear? Are you trying to say underwear?
Hello, delivery for Mr. Deadpool. Need your autograph right here, please. Hello, sir. I have a package.
So do I. Yoink. Package. Shit. As I suspected. Words. Everywhere. Lame.
We should read some of them.
Fine. Scene 1. Dark and stormy night. Deadpool is contracted to kill media mogul Chance White, who is blah 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 diddy blah blah. He'll be that and that.
Ah, crayons. Very classy.
Why are we trying to kill what's-his-face? Who cares? I'm making art here. Behold!
Not sure the player understands our thinking
Hey,
yet.
player, just go with it. We're about to change your fucking life. Bring the noise!
The first time I ran through this game,
How quaint.
it gave me like crazy motion sickness.
You can't read.
But
I can.
I only play PC games.
Hey,
after
there's
I
a
came
text.
back to it, I came back to it like
Player, read that
3
shit.
months later,
Do whatever High Moon says.
and then it was
Sweet.
I was just
Jump
fine.
button.
I was like, I don't even know what it was about it that was making me motion sick.
Heavy attacks. Got it. I
Now we got the
command you
tutorial.
spawn.
The thing that kind of sucks about it is, even though you beat in the game, you still have to do it. There's no skip tutorial.
Hey, mix our light and heavy attacks together and see what happens.
Enemies can't hurt us while we are teleported.
Can't hit what isn't there,
Teleport!
baby. You know what's better than not getting hit? Hitting back.
So while the internet's been out, I've been editing a lot and doing some animation. So so that productivity has
Okay,
kind of
we
gone
get
up a
it.
little
Let's
bit.
do stuff.
But
Move on.
What did you have in mind?
Besides you two schmucks, one crate, please.
what I'm worried about is my cell phone data going up. Because like if I want to check anything, I have to do it on LTE.
Sometimes it's the setup work that'll get you all tuckered out.
Because like I said before, only Google, none of the sites connected to Google work. I mean, Google sites work, like YouTube and Gmail, they all work. But it's just like, you'll search for something and then go to the next website and it'll just air out.
So go nuts.
And I originally thought it was like a problem with DNS, so I changed the DNS from like the stock Comcast one to Google's, thinking it would work. The 8.8.8.8 didn't do anything. Still, only the Google sites work and no other website works.
That is impossible.
Yeah, but it's called progression in games. A must-have. Hey, player, open up the upgrade menu and see what we can buy.
And so I was holding off on doing these Let's Plays until the internet came back, but I figured I'd just do the first one, kind of warm up. But I wanted to do more research, some topics, and then come up with things to talk about as the Let's Play goes on. But that's not happening now because I can't do the research without the internet. I mean, I could, but it's just like, it'd be easier.
The more bad guys we kill, the more upgrades we can unlock and purchase with our points.
I even thought about like getting a couple of books, not like to read from, but just to get some topics to talk about. And then I was like, oh, I don't want to go to the library because they have a bounty on my head. Usually, like when my sisters or my mom forget their library card, they take out the books on my library card. And sometimes they just roll their eyes because you're not really supposed to share a library card. But they're like fine because they know us. And then what happened is my sister and my mom, they both lost the books that they had taken out on my library card. So I'm like, I'm a wanted person.
Laws of physics be damned.
It's from the library.
Press the jump button in midair to do a double jump. It's awesome.
Laws of physics be damned.
Oh, and hold the jump button to mantle up ledges. I think I need to make an entrance. Time to go boom.
A horrible way to exit the restroom. Oh man, and I was thinking about something.
That's what happens when you mix C4 with a bean burrito. Now be honest. I'm not the only one with a little bit of shit in their pants right now, am I?
And back when I was working at this department store, I think, well, it was, but like, my favorite part of the day was when you get to use the restroom and it's just like, I am getting paid to take a dump, you know? And it's just like, how much money am I making sitting here on the toilet? That was like my favorite part. Working in the department store was crazy.
That'd be media mogul chance.
Because when I applied for the job, they're like, oh, you'll increase your odds of getting the job if you can work, if you have like high availability, you can work anytime they want. And so I was like, sure, I can work overnights and early morning. And early morning is like 4:30 in the morning. You have to get there to unload the truck and everything. And so I worked in the freight for the first couple of weeks, but
that would force a system reset.
they only had me come in like once a week, and I was like, can we, I'd like to come more often, because it was only like 5 hours for once a week. And then I started doing more trucks, and then then I switched to what they call Omni, which is like the Amazon fulfillment, but for the department store. So you run around the store, and this is a back part of the warehouse, just gathering things that people order online, and then you ship it out. And sometimes I would get stuff for like in-store pickup, and those were always fun because for some reason when people order for in-store pickup, they only order like one or two things, but when the people who order online, those orders are like 7 or 9 items. And so what happens is you get a batch, and then you have a batch of like 20 orders, but like each order will have like 5 to 7 or 10 things. And so they like time you, and we used to have competitions where we like see who could go faster, and like.
My, what big generators you have.
So it was a lot of fun, and it was really rewarding because it was just fast. You know, you go, you look for the item, you find it, or you don't find it, and you spend a long time looking for it. But you try to only spend like 2 minutes and stuff, and you're running across the floor as fast as you can. It was funny because when I went recently to a different department store, the same one I worked at, but at a different location, and I see all the people running around back and forth with their little carts, and I'm like, ha ha ha, I know your job. Where is the switch? This is obviously the wrong room. Here it is.
This is what I think it is. Jackpot! Ooh, scary. How about those elevators work again? I'm so smart.
Which one of you pinheads shut down the damn power? Get down there and fix it!
Let's try something a little fancy. The higher your combo, the faster you can earn momentum to do awesome moves like that. We can get more momentum moves by upgrading our weapons.
My combos mean more Deadpool points, which mean more awesome upgrades.
Got it!
As you can see, I kind of maxed out all the weapons. I've played through this game way too many times.
I think you need to leave survivors for that to happen.
Would it kill you to do a better job killing them?
And I'm playing on easy just because I'm doing a let's play. But it's a lot of fun once you get the upgrades. Until then, it's draining.
Get used to it.
Deadpool! Smash!
Pop goes the weasel. Now would be a good time to do something awesome. Hey, it's a hammer. Don't overthink it. An open elevator. That's more like it.
Just take the elevator
this
up.
is my jam.
You can't sing.
Crazy. I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. Seems like it.
I'll let him finish
I'm crazy.
having his moment.
I'm crazy for. This must be my stop. There's gotta be a way out of here.
But I've been wrestling it for a long time, but I was considering changing the name of my website for photography. So it was originally called the Master of Art with like a bunch of dashes, and it was just really hard for people to get to, and it wasn't really good for search ranking because every college that had a Master of Art program came up first. So it was like at the best that the site ever did, it would get to like page 18 on Google, and so it's just like I can't go against like every college with the Master of Art. So then I just kind of Googled around, and I noticed that the subsection I had of the website, I did this thing called Photations, which is photographic animations, which is kind of like Ken Burns' effect of just animating the photo.
Super sex pot mercenary. Story at 11.
And so I call them Photations, and so I just, on a hunch, I Googled it to see how high it would get, and the Google search said that, you know, it was like #1 in like the YouTube videos and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. So then I was wrestling. I was like, do I change the name? But everyone knows it as the other thing. So then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to change it because I'll just have Master of Art domain forward to the Photation. And it worked out really well because even the old things on social media, I was expecting like when the domain forwards, it would just forward to photations.com and it would just go to the main page. But in some cases, like with the blog posts and stuff, it will forward to the correct blog, even if the link was from the old Master of Art. It will automatically autocorrect it to the Photation link. So I was like really happy with that. And then I changed the name of the store to photationstore.com. So I'm getting rid of the dashes, and it's finally coming up on Google. So I'm getting more random viewers. But the main site gets about 100 to 200 unique visits a week. But the store doesn't measure it the same way. The store measures how many individual photos are looked at, and then you can set, you know, what the month stats are or what the week stats are. But I usually just do the month. And so the store last month was getting about I'm sorry, there's a lag. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I had to mute myself. There's this like interesting phenomenon that if you're listening to live recording of yourself, and it's true that if it starts to lag you in like a half a second or a quarter of a second behind, you like can't talk anymore. And that was what was happening. It was starting to lag. And it was like my own voice was jamming what I was trying to say. But anyway, so I was saying the Photation store last month, it was getting like got 7,000 photo views a month, and so I was like, yay! And that number's been going up. So I was like, yay! But these people are coming to the store, and so that kind of has me suspicious of the tracking for the main website, because I promote the main website more than I promote the store. But I have to research it further. Get an achievement like crazy.
Only one way
Jump.
to go. Up.
And so the other thing I'm working on is I'm trying to get more
The designer with them here.
more of the magazine. It used to be called the Master of Art Monthly, but because the website changed its name, I'm going to change it to like Photations by the Master of Art, and that's actually my Facebook page, because that's a whole another story. But the Quotations, the Master of Art magazine, I got the collector's edition onto Amazon, and so if you search for it on Amazon, the Master of Art collector's edition, you can actually, if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get it for free. And I was aiming for, I missed. I was aiming for it to go on Amazon Prime, but I guess it depends on the price. And so they said no, I can't make it. That it would be Kindle Unlimited, but not for Kindle Prime. And so I'm going to re-release the last year's Master of Art monthlies as individual chunks, as they're released originally, because the collector's edition is all of them combined. But I'm hoping that as the smaller book, it will... Oh, I pressed the wrong button. As a smaller book, that it can get with the Amazon Prime. And if you don't know this, Amazon Prime now applies to the Kindle store, and so you can download a whole bunch of magazines and books and like short novels and long form books. And if you have Prime, you can download it for free, and you can download up to 10 different books or magazines at a time. So it's really nice, because I like to get a variety of magazines. And so instead of having to go through, like, I have an iPad too, and so some of the apps, some of the magazines, you have to get the app for, and then it's slow and sluggish because it's an older iPad too. But the Kindle app works really well.
What, you can't hijack a chopper while it's flying around trying to turn you into...
I always die at this part. We'll see if I make it through. Oh, so yeah, failed.
See you in a minute.
So I'm hoping that the Master of Art Monthly, it's probably called Quotations Monthly, but I'm hoping that it can come out on Prime, and then people can just download it for free, and I still get paid and things like that. Because I feel like a lot more people have Prime than they have Kindle Unlimited.
But we don't have it.
We don't have it yet.
Hijacking the helicopter.
Your choice.
Gonna need both hands to shoot that minigun.
Says who? I do stuff with one hand all the time. Hey, get to the right, my newly acquired pilot. I got some ammo to spend.
And so changing the name was pretty easy on everything, but the hardest place to change the name was Facebook, the Facebook page. So they let you change your unique URL, no problem. They don't even ask. Yeah, they don't even ask if you're sure or not. They just change it right away, as long as it's not taken. But if you want to change the name of the page, you have to go through an approval process. And so I said, I'm changing the name, and they said no, we're not allowing you to change the name because people liked your page as something else. And the joke of it is, I changed the Instagram. And since Instagram's owned by Facebook, I figured you have no problem. But no, the Instagram had no issue changing the name. And so I changed it and kept all the followers and stuff and all my old posts. And but no, Facebook said no, because the people who liked your page liked it because of your name. And I was like, that's not why they liked it. They liked it for the content it produces and the photography and everything else. And so I told him, the Master of Art site doesn't exist anymore, and it's been rebranded because you can dispute the thing, and they just never got back with me. So I kind of took that as a no, because I waited a week for them to reply. And then I I changed the name to Quotations by the Master of Art, and they approved that one. And I was like, seriously? So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it rest for like a couple of months as Quotations by the Master of Art, and then I'm gonna go back and change the name again to just Quotations, which is like a stupid workaround, but it might work because I'm still getting a ton of likes for Quotations by the Master of Art.
Now with ninja slice and dice attack.
And so I'm also working. I'm like 2/3 of the way done with the content for Live to Tape, which is a different site I run. So that's coming along well. I just have to. The last part is just the
I
voiceover,
wonder if we can even carry that.
and I'm
Only one way.
gonna decide like how
I am so
long the season's gonna be.
Man, what is this?
But it has right now it has enough video content to, if I release once a week, it has enough content to like come out. I think it's like 84 or 82 weeks, but I think I'm gonna split it up into like maybe 40-week seasons, and then that's 2 years. But that's also a lot of voiceover I have to do.
I don't know what you're after, you masked freak,
But
but you'll never get to me while I'm in this panic room.
I'd like to test that theory. How much C4 is this gonna take?
It's no more than 20 ounces.
What? I hate the metric system. How much in American?
Let's see. Carry this 7.
Dude, fuck math. Just use all of it.
Told you. 20 ounces. That was pretty sweet, though.
How's that for impenetrable, asshole?
Therefore, we still need him alive.
Exactly how alive are we talking?
You're insane!
Not as insane as you think.
at least Deadpool plans ahead.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was okay.
Well, it's not like we get a do-over on this one.
The hell we don't.
The rainbow.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Peter, my man, you see all that? Buttload of awesomeness.
Deadpool, you idiot! Do you know how much money all those explosions and tacky graphics just cost me? You can't just change whatever you want, whenever
Yeah,
you
that's
want.
great, Peter. Talk to my dick. Hey, where are you a-holes going with my contract?
Way to go. He got away.
Give me some credit.
Oh, I see. We let him get away, didn't we?
Duh. Fun is in the chase.
Now you're talking. Let's get him.
So Live to Tape, if you go there, there's only the 4th of July video I did, but it's mostly going to be content in 3D.
Yeah, we do too. This game isn't old.
And so I think pretty much everything is, for the first 2 years, is going to be released as 3D. But then I'm also going to release 2D versions of it because the Google, the YouTube 3D system it used to be really good, and you could upload full resolution 3D, which was 2 HD streams next to each other, but now it only supports the side by side, which is half the resolution side by side,
What's your blood type?
and so that's one video stream and then the next video stream next to it, but all within a 1080p canvas. So it's lower quality, but that's usually how everyone else does 3D. So that's their excuse.
Hey, I was just running around my game,
And
all
so
of a sudden I noticed
if you
that,
take a 3D
some
video
shit
and then
was
convert
fucked
it to
up.
2D
What's up with that?
with just one stream, it's half the quality. So I'm going to release a full
What the hell, man?
2D stream. This is just a regular video, and then the 3D
Let
as
me
well.
remind you that my website got 15 million hits the weekend we announced. 1,000,001? 1,000,002?
Every website holder knows that trick.
Arclight?
Go! I'll hold him off.
Wait, what? Who?
D-list villains.
I know, I can't believe you about what do these guys want with Mr. Moneybags anyhow? Whatever, they've got our mark. Our mark. Our money.
So the format of this new streaming is going to be a little different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to record them all at once, and then I'll release them to my Patreon first in one giant chunk. So it'll be the entire game of Deadpool for this one. And then every Tuesday I'll do a stream on Twitch, and it will just be the rebroadcast of the of this game. But then before the stream of Deadpool finishes, I'll release the next game. And so the next game that will be after Deadpool's released to Patreon, then the next month I'll release the next game to Patreon, which will be Heavy Rain.
You've been working out? Your pecs. I mean breasts. Your chest.
And the other thing I'm going to plan to do is I'm going to do 2 versions of each game. I'm going to do the one with voiceover, the Let's Play, and then I'm going to continue to do the game archive, which is just the gameplay and cutscenes, but with no voiceover. So if you like early access, you can subscribe to LCD Productions on Patreon at the $2 level, and you get early access to Quotations, Thumbs United, and soon Live to Tape.
Useless. All for one and one for Deadpool.
My turn. Is this your idea of force?
And this gun is really hard to shoot with.
clever? Think you're cool? You ain't the only one with power, little geek.
Oh, now that's impressive.
Assholes!
I don't know what he said.
Does tube have an end?
Come on, baby. We can still work this out.
You disgust me.
Inappropriate.
Hey, tits, the pipe I was offering gives way more pleasure.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, I'll just hang here for a while. Feels fine. The pipe and all. Dick. Oh! No, let's not do that again, okay? Hey. No more sewers, High Moon. Oh, come on, guys. Vertigo? Could we seriously not afford better bad guys? Ooh, Vertigo. I'm gonna get dizzy. Oh, clearly a video game. A powered down switch. Oh, what shall I do? My, oh my, there must be a way to turn this off.
Maybe 2 switches somewhere close by.
Ooh, nasty slime. Should have used the file.
And back to
God, you guys are ugly.
LCD Productions on Patreon.
Tell me you're...
Most of the content that we release for early access, it's not like
Who the hell were they supposed to...
one day or a couple of hours, because that kind of annoys me when
Hey, what's up?
the other patrons, Patreon accounts are like, oh, you get early access, and then it's like for 4 hours, and then they upload it publicly to YouTube. It's like, what kind of early access was that? And so what the early access is it's about a month of early access, and then the next month it will slowly be trickled out. So there's actually quite a bit of early access to the content.
Vertigo! Got time for a hot takeout session? Hey, come back, guys.
And
We only want to kill you a little bit.
like 99% of the early access is also ad-free. So that's a plus too if you don't like looking at ads. But the Let's Plays, they're not going to be archived on Twitch, just because I get annoyed with Twitch because they automatically delete the videos
Oh, I get it.
after a certain amount of time.
Clever, High Moon.
And so I'm going to archive it myself straight to YouTube and not archive any more videos to Twitch. And then the other thing is, because this is the first video of the sequence, that when it streams to Twitch, so this is episode 1, and then next week I'm going to do a rerun of this episode, and then after that
Probably gonna bruise.
episode 2 will play. And so I'm going to do that for each live stream, the previous episode and then the current week's episode, just to give a chance for people to see the previous week in case they missed it, because I'm not going to archive to Twitch anymore. So it's like a double feature. And when we get into longer games, it's going to be like it's going to be close to a 5-hour
Really? Think one guy is gonna stop me?
stream with the rerun and the current thing, because I'm starting to record 2 hours and 45 minutes or 2 hours and like 50 minutes at a time.
Vertigo, not now! Got a headache, man! You officially have the lamest power! I've got you right where I want you!
Here we go. So we're pretty close to the end of this stream. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching this on Patreon, thank you. And we're going to have a lot more coming out in the next couple of months. But like us, share on the Facebooks and the Twitters.
All my satellites are in
Oh, that good stuff.
ready for your broadcasts.
Excellent. You are no longer any use to me, filthy human.
But... Shit, there goes our contract money.
Wait. Is that how the script goes? Yeah. Time to have a little chat with Sinister. Hey there, Captain Douche. You know, I don't appreciate you killing my target before I could. Now I need to collect from your sorry ass.
Should I be incredible?
What the hell? Why is this happening?
Come, Blockbuster. Genosha awaits.
Psylocke? Domino. Motor engaged. What are you ex-babes doing here?
We'd probably know if we'd read the original script.
Deadpool, you need to listen to me. Mr. Sinister has taken over Chance
Hard
White's
to
center.
believe we used to date her.
Why'd you dump her? She's hot.
Not as hot as Psylocke.
Were you even paying attention?
Wolverine? Rogue? Hey, you're here too?
Try reading the script.
Like the girl said, we gotta go to Genosha if we're gonna stop Mr. Sinister from...
Wait, Genosha the island? Hey, we'll have to fly there. Are we taking the Blackbird? Oh, I always wanted to fly the Blackbird.
No goddamn way.
Deadpool, quit fooling around.
Let's just kill all the X-Men.
Deadpool, look out!
See? Montage! Works every time!
We crashed.
Yeah, but we crashed on Genosha!
It seems our flight was a little more than the X-chumps could handle.
Oh, are they dead? Let's gently poke the furry one and find out. Oh, Wolvie, time to wake up. Rise and shine, Stubby. Wake up.
Okay, well,
Fine.
I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for tuning in.
I guess he's not
We stream
Curious.
every Tuesday.
Looks like we're flying solo,
We're going to
boy.
start the stream
It's as if the
around
next section was
7
designed with that in
p.m.
mind.
Eastern Time.